Hey everyone, Sadier here. I just wrapped up the July 2025 alpha for Monsters and Memories, and I'm excited to give you my take on the game. This is an MMO that's leaning hard into that old school, social first vibe, and while it's already scratching that nostalgic itch, it's also very much in its early days. So let's talk about what's working, what's not, and whether you should keep your eye on it. For those who haven't heard, Monsters and Memories is an indie fantasy MMO in active alpha testing. It's aiming to capture the feel of late 90s and early 2000s MMOs like EverQuest, with slow-paced combat, deliberate progression, and heavy emphasis on community play. The devs are clear. This is not a theme park MMO. You'll be exploring, grouping, and figuring things out without a giant yellow arrow pointing the way. Combat is methodical. Think careful polling, positioning, managing aggro, and coordinating with your group. If you try to Leroy into a pack, you'll be kissing the dirt. There's no flashy combo meter or damage numbers slapping you in the face. While most MMO players know the traditional holy trinity of tank, DPS, and healing, M&M has a heavy focus on the crowd control role. The game still needs to implement large portions of some of the classes, leaving large differentials in power and feeling of completion at this time, as well as some clunky animations that I expect the devs will clean up in the coming months. Soloing can be a true challenge with the intent of making grouping the most advantageous way to gain experience. Visually, this isn't a photorealistic game, and that's the point. It's stylized, colorful, and a bit chunky, leaning into the charm of early 3D MMOs and D&D covers of old. Night Harbor feels alive with players, and out in the wilds, you can hear the ambient sounds shift as you move between biomes. The music? Minimal but atmospheric. It lets the world breathe, which works for the slower pace. Darkness plays a much bigger factor in this game than in many others, making exploring at night a bigger challenge. The sky, particularly at night, is worthwhile of admiring. The campfire not only provides a useful buff, but a relaxing vibe that you will be longing for in other games. Everything in Monsters and Memories progresses. Many players die at level 1 or need assistance from the guards as their weapon skills are so low. Others opt to assist nearby players a few times for the necessary skill ups. Progression is very standard, with experience coming primarily from grinding with friends instead of quest turns-ins. Most notably, the quests are subtle. You have to actually read the text from NPCs if you're not following one of my guides. My group was excited to discover and figure out the steps of the Cinder Beetle armor quest. This is where Monsters and Memories shines. In just a few sessions, I was chatting with strangers, organizing hunts, and helping new players gear up. We had a high-level player go out of their way and organize a group to help complete a quest. Monsters and Memories is known to draw an older audience, which likely lends to maturity and an understanding that reputation means something on socially driven MMOs. Overall, the game is designed to not only encourage player interaction, but really force the issue. The PvP servers, in our limited experience, did unfortunately see a different audience, and some challenges with griefing that will need continued polish to draw sufficient players on a consistent basis. It's an alpha, so yeah, you'll see weird pathing, occasional rubber banding, and the odd animation freeze. There were a few times I fell through the world, or I was attacked by wolves at sea. But stability-wise, I had fewer crashes than I expected for a test at this stage, and the improvements made since the first playtest in 2023 reassured me that the devs are on the right path. Monsters and Memories isn't trying to be everything to everyone, and that's its strength. If you miss the days when MMOs made you slow down, talk to people, and actually need your party, this is one to watch. Monsters and Memories is an instant hit of nostalgia, helping me understand why EverQuest was known as EverCraft back in the day. The world is challenging, unforgiving, and doesn't hold your hand. You'll need the help of others to succeed. Every achievement feels monumental, and nearly everyone is shared with a group that becomes close friends. And while the city feels large and bustling, you can't help but smile as the player from yesterday gives you a friendly wave as they pass by. The game is unfinished and needs a ton of development between now and release to be successful, but the core gameplay loop is there, and it's absolutely addicting. If you're interested in trying the game, you can play 100% for free during one of the next 2 playtests, September 1st through 7th, 2025, and November 1st through 10th, 2025. That's my take on the July 2025 alpha. If you played, drop your own thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your experiences. And if you found this review helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more Monsters in Memory coverage.